I wanted to share the 3 most difficult things I found about staying in my off-grid cabin. So before we get to number 1, I wanted to mention one more that didn't quite make my list. It was very important, and that's having a good light source. We have very short days around here during the winter, and you need something to light up your cabin so you can see what you're doing. I have a lot of different kinds of lights, but batteries only last for so long. And depending on where you live, like solar doesn't really do much around here. We have very little daylight during the day. So I like to have a good crank light at my cabin, some extra batteries, candles. So I brought some wicks from home and using up all this old wax from the candles and making some new candles. Last year I built my first off-grid cabin. It's made mostly out of scrap wood with a homemade wood stove. And we had plenty of days of 30 and 40 below last winter. And there were times I had to spend multiple days out there because of really bad snowstorms. So these are my 3 things I found most difficult about staying off-grid. Whether you're living off-grid or just spending a few days, it is really hard work. You're up early, you stay up late, oftentimes you're up in the middle of the night. So getting a good night's sleep comes in at number 3. So there's my air mattress. Stays out here all the time. It may or may not have a leak in it, I'm not too sure. And I also keep 3 blankets out here as well. I know some people that can sleep anywhere, but when you're staying off grid, you need to be well rested because the work never ends. I've always struggled with getting a good night's sleep. It's just not quite as comfortable, it's unfamiliar. So this year I made some improvements, a better bed with more blankets and a larger wood stove to hopefully burn all night long. So that is my last load of dishes. I have some homemade soap, wood ashes, and spruce needles. So coming in at number 2 is water. We don't even realize how much water we use in one day. And there's no taps out at my off-grid cabin. And not only do I need water for drinking, but for laundry, dishes, cleaning, bathing. So if I want water, I have to melt snow or ice. It's a very time-consuming process. You have to collect snow, melt it over the wood stove. But luckily I have a large stainless steel pot. I also have a couple of containers to store my water in as well. And most of the snow around here is covered in pine needles. So I improved my water filtration system. I have a funnel and a coffee screen. So coming in at number 1 for the most difficult thing for staying off grid, and that is firewood. I live in a subarctic region, and during the winter we can get 30, 40, 50 below Celsius. And I have no thermostat at my cabin, so I need to go scout for wood, bucket up, put it on my sled, drag it to the cabin, split it, stack it. That wood stove needs to be fed 24/7. Firewood heats my cabin, cooks my food, boils my water. So those are my top 3 things I find most difficult about being off-grid. I asked my wife, and she said going to the bathroom and if someone got really injured. So let me know what you come up with and just put it down in the comments.